guys, I'm Dee Harris. Welcome to another episode of Hanging Out with Dee. And today I'm super excited to be hanging out with my friend Dave Fabi. What's up, man?
How are you, my little lovey?
David Fabi is my new friend. He has 3 master's degrees in hair coloring from Italy, and he's been rated among the top hair colorists in North America, and he's hanging out with us.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, very cool.
You have a really cool story about how you reinvented yourself more than once.
Yeah.
And you're going to be teaching us how to take care of our hair a little later on in the show.
Be fun.
Yes, so first we want to find out a little bit more about you. So
Sure.
Tell us where you grew up.
Born and raised in Yonkers. I always say that my mother got me on sale. I was born in Cross County Shopping Center, which used to have a hospital.
Really?
It was called Cross County Hospital. And my mother gave birth to me on the 10th hour of the 10th day of the 10th month.
Oh my goodness.
Which is Columbus Day weekend.
Oh wow.
So I would say she got me on sale.
She got you on sale. That is so cool. And you were raised by a single mom?
Yeah, my mother was a single mom. I have 2 younger sisters, Susan and Dina.
Yeah, shout out to Susan and Dina.
Yeah, yeah. And they live, one lives in the Midwest, the other one lives in the Florida area. And they have beautiful children. So
Yes.
don't get to see them as much as I would like to, but
Hey, it's a part of your family.
yeah, we do connect, which is nice.
And then you said that your mom had you at her store, like she's a beautician, and she had you at her store doing like gopher work.
My mother, may so rest in peace, was a beautician.
Yes.
And back then, if you were in the hair industry,
Yeah.
you were a beautician, because then you did the manicures, you did the pedicures, you did roller
everything.
sets, you did color application, comb outs. And so, being that my mother was a single parent and I was a mechanic, as
Yes. A little boy,
a
yeah.
little boy,
Yeah.
I could make a toaster do 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And, you know, she didn't have the wherewithal to buy anything for me, you know, or my sisters. We were lucky we had food on the table, and thank God for my Uncle Leo that helped us with the bills. And so I needed tools. I needed to buy mini bikes and motorcycles to work on, to race, to have fun with. So
you
she said,
did
come,
that.
come
Yeah.
over to the shop. I was 12, 13,
Yeah.
and I was the Gopher Boy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what did that mean? What did you do?
Well, that meant that if someone needed lunch,
Go for it.
go get the lunch.
That's
The floor
wonderful.
needed to be swept.
Go
David
for
was-
the go for the mop and
go for the mop and broom and sweep up. And so I did that after school.
Yeah.
And on Saturdays and Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And so I made money. And then at one point, my mother said, well, if you want to learn how to make extra money, I'll teach you how to shampoo clients. And back then, if you got a quarter, 50 cents, $1 was like,
Oh my goodness.
whoa,
What?
big money. Big money. So this afforded me to be able to buy tools that I needed.
To do what you really, at the time,
Yeah.
were really passionate about. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You talk about how you started working on cars and making them go fast and bikes at age 8, and then at age
Yes.
13, you had your first customer.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that.
That was-
Police officers, you said, and other people would come up to your house?
I was a young kid, and we lived in a condominium complex, and the neighbors would come by. Gene, Mrs. Fabi, is your son home? She said, yeah. So I'd come on. What do you, oh, Dave, can you take a look at my car? It's not really running right, this and that. And I didn't have a driver's license, and here I'm driving around driving around people's cars, you know, test driving the car to figure out what was wrong with the car. I'd bring it back in front of the house.
Unbelievable.
Then I'd fix whatever I could fix, you know. I'd tell them, all right, go to the auto parts store, pick up this, pick up that, and then I'd fix the cars.
Unbelievable.
The cops got tired of chasing me around with the motorcycles and the mini bikes, so they would just come to the house.
And just wait for you.
And just wait, and my mother would make them lunch. I tell them, just arrest me, so this way I don't get yelled at by my mother.
Exactly.
But they would be waiting for me at the house. My mother would have peppers and eggs and potatoes and eggs and meatballs and this and that.
Entertaining the police officers until you came home.
Until I came home.
And then you go to jail with your mom.
No, they would just
She was the jail.
Yeah, they would just reprimand me and
Yeah.
say, look, David, you know you can't drive those things on the street.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's too funny. So you were an art major in high school.
I was an art major all through junior high school and high school. And did murals.
Yeah.
And being that I was a racer, I used to do a lot of racing murals of
Yeah.
drag race cars,
Yeah.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
I actually did a mural on my closet doors.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Big,
What was the mural of?
Actually, it was a picture that somebody had taken of me jumping through over a ramp at a racetrack. So me and the bike were airborne.
Oh, cool.
Dirt bike, airborne.
Cool.
So, and I reinvented it, resketched it, repainted it. It looked very lifelike.
Yeah.
Because it was about 8 by 6 foot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it came out really cool.
Yeah. So you were very artistic
Oh yeah.
all through your life.
And I had a very good sense of the dynamics of what color
Yes.
and how to compose color from molecules at a very, very young age. And I think that's what set me up later on.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. So very interesting life. You says you've been in the Air Force, you were a pro swimmer, you were an all-pro athlete.
Yeah, I was an all-pro athlete as a kid and primarily a swimmer.
Yeah.
And I swam in county programs and state sectional programs and things of this nature.
Very-
Swam pretty much year-round. And then I played
very
football,
cool.
basketball,
Yeah.
you know, all throughout high school and junior high school, some college.
Very, very cool.
Real fun.
So then fast forward to later on in your life, you say you were in New York, a successful advertising executive, and then you had an aha moment.
Yeah, the interesting thing was that at the time, you know, after try to figure out what I was going to do with, you know, I was an AP mechanic post-Vietnam Air Force, and did some college, and I was trying to figure out what was I going to do, and at the time, I took on a job working in Manhattan in the advertising industry.
Yeah.
And I was very, very, very successful.
Yeah.
The hours were excruciating. The partying was ridiculous. And one afternoon on a Sunday, I'm thinking, what am I doing? This is insane. I'm not happy. I was making an unbelievable insane amount of money.
Yeah.
But I just was not happy.
Yeah.
And I had this aha moment, as you say it. I said, you know what? I'm very good with color, and I want to be a hair colorist, because what kind of inspired me was the fact that I was working at the Salon as a young kid, and I noticed everybody was having fun. Everybody was having a good time.
Yeah.
And I thought, I could make good money if I was a hair colorist.
Doing color and making people be happy.
Making
That's
people
awesome.
happy.
All right, guys, it's time for Dee's life questions.
Okay.
All right, David Fabi, what do you know for sure? You were saying take every day as a learning experience.
My feeling is that every day that you get up, you have to try to find something to learn from. It could be something good, it could be something bad, but you always want to try to put something in your repertoire, whether it's business or personal or spiritual.
Yeah.
And to me, that's most important.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm speaking with clients,
Yeah.
and I'll let them know, it's okay. You'll be all right. Just pray a little bit, and you'll be fine. Focus. You'll be okay.
So you find that you're almost like a therapist to your clients?
Well, you know,
A lot. More like a friend after a while.
a business friend,
Yeah.
a confidant,
Yeah.
but mostly I'm there to perform a service that they're willing to pay for.
Correct.
And it does come up in conversation about how clients are reeling with personal problems, business problems. And being that I've traveled a lot extensively around the world, and I've done a lot of things that a lot of people would say, I can't believe you actually did that.
Yeah.
And I'm in tune with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I have the wherewithal to give advice, not that they have to take it, but this is what I have to offer.
Yeah, you're a listening ear. It's very important.
Yeah.
Very,
yeah.
very important. Back in Jamaica, where I'm from, the hairstylist and the barbers are serious, very important people to your life.
Oh, very
These
much.
are people that you tell things that you wouldn't tell anybody else.
Yeah, there's a
So
lot
it's
of
a
things
very
that,
important
that have been told to me I can't repeat on
Cannot
camera.
repeat. No. No, 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 no. All right, what is success?
Success is giving back to your community. Success is giving back to your church, your family.
Mm-hmm.
Success is making sure that what you perceive yourself to be is someone that other people want to surround themselves with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if you have that energy and you have that wherewithal, it's so important.
Yeah, yeah.
So important. Giving back to your church, giving back to your community, I think it's what makes a person a better person.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, guys, it's time for I Don't Like That Man. All right, David Fabi, what gets on your last nerve, man? Tell us.
What gets on my nerve is that people perceive themselves to be what they really aren't. Mm-hmm. And I think that if people came forward and said, this is what I have, this is what I can do.
Just be real.
Just be real about it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. If you can't do something, I'm all right with that. But don't come forward and say, oh, I can do this, I'll get you that, well, we can do this, we can do that. And it never comes to fruition. So you know what, don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
I agree.
You know, and that's on a personal level.
Yeah.
You know, on a business level, I'm a businessman. People ask me, well, what do you do for a living? And I would say, I'm a businessman. Because hair color is business. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I love that.
And when clients come to my place of business, Martha's Salon, which I love the little shop that I'm at, this is business.
Yeah.
I want you to be on time because I will be on time. I will do everything in my power to be on time.
We know that about you, David.
Thank you.
David was super early today, yes.
And the thing is that today with all forms of communication, and I'm not that smart about it, I do have a cell phone, iPhone, whatever it's called. Leave that home. Let me do what I have to do.
Oh, you don't like it when people use cell phones when you're doing? That was another pet peeve.
Oh.
You hate that.
No, talking on the phone is the number one.
When you are...
I'm engaged.
Yes.
I'm so focused. And then what happens is I get into a rhythm of what I want to get done.
Yes.
This is an interruption.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell clients, you wouldn't be talking on your cell phone while your doctor was examining you.
No.
So while I'm going to perform a service that is either going to be super tremendous or it could go bust because you're interrupting me.
Correct.
My pet peeve is please, please leave your cell phone, leave it out in the car. Before we started this interview, I said to one of your producers, I said, I don't need my phone.
Yeah.
Take it outside.
Yeah.
I have no interest in it. I go on vacation, I don't even bring a cell phone with me.
I love that.
It's not that important.
You're focused on what you're doing at that given time.
Absolutely.
You're giving
And
everything.
you have to be focused when you have a client that's sitting in a chair, and they're paying you good money.
Yeah.
And you want to give them everything that you have.
Yeah.
It's almost exhausting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you gave your entire heart.
Mm-hmm. Your creative energy,
Everything.
I love it.
And for it to be interrupted by technology is...
You don't like that man.
I don't like that man at all.
At all. Okay, guys, now it's time for What in the World? All right, David, you have this incredible What in the World story about the woman at the bar. Tell me about it.
Okay, so, it's now at this point, I think it's well over 15, maybe 20 years ago. And my wife and I, my little daughter at the time, Tia Rose and Louise, and we were vacationing in Aruba. And they were off doing their thing. We were at like a fun bar with games and this and that, and they were having a good time. So I'm sitting at the bar, and the bartender comes over. He goes, "Excuse me, sir. The lady at the end of the bar would like to buy you a drink." I went, "Oh, no, 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 no.
No, I'm taken.
No, this is not going to
No.
happen." No. And I looked over, and a pretty young gal, and I said, "Just tell her thank you very much, but no thank you."
No, thank you, no.
So he comes back, he says, "She really would like to buy you a drink. She really wants to talk to you." And I said, "Oh, this is
No,
not,
no, no, no.
No, no, this is
I'm
not
a
going
father,
this
and
is
I am
not
in a
gonna
relationship, very happy.
This is not going to go well at all."
No.
And so she comes over to me, and she said, "I know you're David Fabi." She said, "You gave a class at a seminar that I attended, and at the time I was in trouble, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but you inspired me." And I said, "What did I do?" She says, "I'm now a hair colorist because of what you said and the education you gave me. I'm married, I have 3 kids, I have a very, very
Oh, my
successful
goodness.
salon." And I just was broken up. I think about it to this day.
Yes.
But that's one of many
Yes.
people that have approached me over the years. I've traveled all over the country, Paris, London, and places like this, and it's not uncommon for someone to walk up to me, a woman come up to me and say, I took in your hair color class, and you inspired me to put everything aside and go forward.
How beautiful is
Yeah.
that?
And for me, I think that at my age and everything that I've been through, that's what keeps me,
Going.
yeah, and the drive.
Yeah.
And I still do shows for several manufacturers. The one manufacturer in particular is from Turbo Power,
Yeah.
the Petrocelli family. And they've been so beautiful to me over the last 10 plus years that when I'm on location, whether it's New York, California, Florida, Chicago, California, I said California, I'm sorry, Canada, and places like that, I still have people come up to me and say, "You inspired me to keep going."
That's what life is all about.
Yeah,
That's what life
giving
is
it back.
Giving it. That's beautiful, David. All right, guys, it's time for Say What? All right, guys, you know what Say What is all about. This is a segment in the show where we allow our masters to teach us something from their many years of expertise and experience. And today, David is going to talk to us about the do's and don'ts of hair color. Go for it. All right, so let's see the first graphic. You said over-the-counter hair color is toxic.
Okay, so
What?
I love this little story. It's called The Naked Client.
The naked client.
And I was working part-time. Because for the last 25 plus years, I've only worked for manufacturers. So that means that I'm primarily just dealing with salons.
Yeah.
But I always want to work in a shop, now it's a little bit more on a full-time basis, but back then it was part-time. And I remember I was at a salon a friend of mine owned a long time ago, not there anymore. And it was a Saturday, I think it was Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, I love this story.
And so everybody finished, it was early in the day, and I was there wrapping everything up, going through, and the phone rings, and it's one of my clients that I had obtained, and she's screaming hysterical on the phone. I thought somebody stabbed her. And when children, you have children,
Yes.
when they cry and nothing comes out, it's
Oh my
like,
God.
like that.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
It was serious.
And I said, "Ro, what's the matter?" She says, my hair it's charcoal black." And here this woman who was in her early 40s, prematurely gray, I was designing a blonde package for her, and evidently she had gone to the drugstore and bought over-the-counter hair color. And the box said light ash blonde, the bottle said light ash blonde. On the conveyor belt, it moved one bottle. The next color in the packaging is dark ash blonde.
And she bought.
And she thought she bought light ash blonde. The next color was dark ash blonde, and she went to apply it just at in the front of the face, and it turned charcoal black.
Jesus.
And so she calls me from her bathroom, and I told her, "Rinse." So long story short, she come running down. She lived a couple blocks away. She come running down in her bathrobe, nothing on.
Oh my God.
So smart that I can be, I put a smock on her, a black smock, and I'm going to tell you why black, and 3 hours, and I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree sometimes, but I am pretty smart. I went across the street, got a bottle of wine, pumped 2 glasses of wine in this woman to calm her down. 3 hours later, she was back to blonde. Now she's sitting there, and she says to me in the mirror, I'm standing behind her, she says, Dave, bro, I got no clothes on. I said, oh yeah, I know you got no clothes on, you just got the robe on.
Oh my God, next graphic, that's a good story.
She says, well, how am I going to get home? And I said, oh, I don't have a car with me. So I got a pair of my pants. She was a tall, lanky gal, and I made what looked like a parachute warm-up outfit. And
sent her home. You're
and
the
sent
best.
her home.
You say if it smells bad, it is bad.
You know, that's very much true, and that holds true with a lot of things. If it smells bad, it is bad. And if it's on your scalp and it smells bad and your eyes are tearing and you can't breathe, it's time to take it off. It's burning, it's not going to stop burning. Take it off. Mm-hmm. You know, and this you'll get from bad reactions, over-the-counter hair color. Also, too, in your consultation, you have to ask clients, are you on certain medications? Have you had operations recently?
So medications can also affect
very much
your
so.
hair color?
Very much so. You know, so you have to always have an extensive consultation. And sometimes the questions can be quite personal. Mm-hmm. Much like a doctor, but if you don't give me the
information,
the answers, mm-hmm. honestly, then I know we are either going forward or we're not going to go forward.
All right, next graphic. Good point. You said ammonia burns the hair follicles out of your head.
Yeah, Tina Turner. Tina Turner has very little hair because back then when Ike was trying to make her blonde, at the salon, they were using high-powered bleach, which is basically freeze-dried acid.
Oh my goodness.
And you add in ammonia in that, and what happens is it generates such a heat that the oil resin goes below the scalp level, and it'll burn the hair follicle right out of your head. And that's why Tina Turner wears a $30,000 wig.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Next graphic.
Go ahead.
You say trust a certified professional hair colorist.
You know, the thing is that, and I had this conversation on a hair color website recently, that it just infuriates me that hairdressers have to go through such an extensive amount of training, thousands of hours to get their certification, licensing, and yet manufacturers will put it out on a drugstore shelf for $10 and now they become a hair colorist.
Yeah.
And my belief is keep hair color and hair services in the hands of a professional, because they have to continuously go through certification and training. Mm-hmm. I'm a hair colorist. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. I've never proclaimed myself to be a hairstylist. Mm-hmm. One of the latest crazes that's a really good service is a keratin service. I've been to the classes just so that I can talk about it. Yeah. I don't do them. But you have to go through certification in order to use those products.
Yeah, it's a serious thing.
It's a very serious thing.
I love the passion that you're bringing to it. Next graphic. You say interview your salon. Won't they be offended by that? How do we go about doing that?
What happens is, let's say in your area you're not quite satisfied with whoever it is that's doing your hair.
Yeah.
And you don't want to necessarily take advice from somebody else. So you go through the websites and find out what salons are in your area. Call them up as a prospective new client. Say, I just recently moved to the area.
Yeah.
One of the key questions that I believe consumers should always do is ask them, when was the last time you had a hair color or hair education service at your salon?
Okay.
And when was the last time you went to a workshop?
Okay.
And if the answer to the question comes back, they teach the same thing, it's not necessary, then thank you very much and go on to the next.
All right, good
But you
advice.
have to interview them. Find out what professional products they use. Mm-hmm. When was the last time they went to classes? Mm-hmm. When was the last time that they went to an event such as the New York International Hair Show, which is in our area?
Very important. Next
Very
graphic.
important.
You say make sure your salon is clean and that the staff looks professional.
Oh, I can't tell you. You know what's really interesting. I watch the show Bar Rescue with John Taffer, and he's so on point that from the little sashes that are at the bottom of the floor, they should be clean.
Yeah.
The back bar where all the shampoos are, that should be cleaned every day. The shampoo bowl should be cleaned every day. The towels should be washed in industrial detergent. The staff, for me, I'm not a jeans person. I think I own one pair of jeans and I don't even know where they are. But I don't believe in jeans in salons because jeans were for farmers. Cindy Crawford made them popular.
Oh my God, that's too
But in
funny.
a salon, I believe that we should dress business professional, and that your hair, your makeup, your nails should all be clean and tidy at all times.
Got it.
The first impression is everything.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, David. We learned
This
so
was
much
such
about
a
hair.
blast. This
Yeah.
was such a a lovely experience.
was
You have great
awesome.
staff.
Thank you.
Great location.
Thank you, man. One love.
One love.
And one love, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for your time, everyone.